turning your phone off and turn it back on takes a lot of battery.
It does.
Takes a lot of your battery. Even if your phone takes a lot of battery.
Helping hand. I was thinking dancing thing. Where's that guy?
Yeah.
That means you just
What iPhone do you have?
Wow.
It's not even on.
iPhone 12?
Oh, is it?
Then you have night sight.
Yeah, you have night sight. Why do you...
I can use it. If you get me to your camera app, I'll do it. I might be able to get a good picture.
You do.
Should be somewhere.
What are you doing?
Someone's gonna get hurt before you. Someone's gonna pay for the things you. You're gonna find.
Started like with Green Coat 2 before the pandemic. We had employees and so on, but then the pandemic hit, and I started treating Green Coat 2 more of a source of income than I did anything else. Because obviously, when they shut down the economy, I had no sales coming in, so I had to kind of divert my income from other means. So I had to start looking at producing income from other sources. And I also learned, it's almost like in business, I've learned this a long time ago, if I want an X amount of sales, I always try to achieve to get more than what I really need. And that way I feel secure with it. I never am a need. It's a matter of want to build the sales. So after the pandemic hit with Green Coat 2, I used it as an income producer. The problem with it is I was getting older as well. I'm 63 now, and as I was getting older, the work started bothering me. And this happened probably 3-4 years ago that the work really started affecting my health as far as my joints and so on like that. So at that time when I was looking out, well, how can I get out of it, or how can I adjust where I didn't have to worry about hurting myself while I was working. So when the pandemic hit and I turned it into an income producing platform, then at that point I can kind of pick and choose what I did, and I can also pick and choose on the type of jobs I wanted to do. So my biggest thing was air duct cleaning, because there's more revenue to achieving in air ducts than I did with carpet. Both of them require brawn, require effort, physical effort. So at the end of a day that you really feel it. So somebody like me with bad joints, at the end of the day, there's sometimes I wouldn't recover and I just deal with the pain and manage it. Or if I wasn't doing a lot of jobs, sometimes it would take me 2 to 3 days to recover. So with that, I decided, boy, I got to start producing other types of income, because I can't be doing this forever. So when I was in Yuma last winter, I came back to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and my real reason was to either sell Green Coat 2, change it, reconstructure it, and that's really what I have done. We've stopped doing jobs. I have one more job to do, an air duct job down in Yuma, and then after that, I'm not planning on doing any more Green Coat 2 jobs. All my income producing will be out of other platforms. For those of you have watched, I have Welton Famous Dogs. If you look back on previous videos, you'll see exactly how I started that. Well, I have a lot of things planned on that Welton Famous Dogs. We have a lot of things that we're going to launch, and I'll talk about that in future videos. I don't want to disclose the information right now, but we're going to launch Walton Famous Dogs, but another thing that we're launching is Ride Local. So we're opening up the platform Ride Local down there. Now, when I opened it up, when I came back to Grand Rapids, my thought was to open it up again in Grand Rapids. The problem with it is I didn't want to have to manage it. I didn't want to have to be there and drive and support the riders. I wanted to have drivers on the road in order to do that. So I built a platform that's a business platform where a driver can literally build their own riders on the Ride Local platform. And that way they can build their business or the platform up to the type of income level that they would like. So that was my goal. When I first started doing a Ride Local, I had a gentleman that was with us from the beginning of Ride Local that was interested in being part of Ride Local. He was a driver that was driving currently for Uber or Lyft. So, obviously, anybody who's interested in helping the company, or if I can help them in some way, I'll do it. If we can achieve both and have a win-win situation, I like doing that as well. So my first thing with him was I came back into town. Initially, he couldn't work on the platform because he had another commitment, which I was okay with. Okay, wait till you finish that commitment. It was supposed to, I think he was supposed to finish that somewhere in June or July. So June and July rolls around. I have a meeting with him, and I sit down with him and tell him, that he's got to build the platform. I'll help him do it. My partner will help him do it. We'll get the buzz out there that we'll get some riders to start to request rides. So we did that, and I didn't do a lot of driving at the time, nor did my partner. But he went out there and he drove. But then I didn't see a lot of activity on the Ride Local app like new riders. So I started questioning him as far as the hours that he was driving. Come to find out, he's driving like 3 in the afternoon to 3 in the morning. Now, it's your platform, your business, you're opening it up. It's a brand new platform. Why would you go after somebody that needs a ride or wants a ride opposed to somebody that needs one? If I get somebody that needs to go to work, he needs a ride. I need somebody that takes a kid to school, they need a ride. Somebody that goes out at night, they want a ride. They have other options as well a lot of times. But in some cases, they may not. The trouble is, I get more of a repeat business from somebody who needs a ride opposed to somebody that wants one. So I tried to explain that to him. He didn't quite get it. Finally, he said that he would pick up other rides. So myself and my partner, we went out there, we started driving. And as we were driving, we picked up, solidified $300 a week in rides. And all he had to do is just pick up the ball and run with that and then add to it. So, I'm the type of person, if I tell a rider, hey, download the app, I'm going to make sure you get a ride. That's just the way I am. I feel like I can't tell you to download the app and then not have somebody be there and be dependable enough to pick up the ride. So I did that, and we started getting these rides. We had one person that had to take their kid to school every day and pick the kid up and take him home. So that was 2 trips a day. And I think it was like a little bit over $50 a day. The other one that we had was the guy had to go to work in the morning. In the afternoon, he got a ride home from somebody at work. But in the morning, he needed, now it's 5:30 in the morning, he needed a ride. So that's 5 days a week. And each ride, I think it was like $14. All he had to do is pick that up and run with it, but he chose not to. So when those things came through and no one was accepting the ride, I decided to accept it, and naturally I'd pick up the rides. My partner would do as well. Problem with it is Uber and Lyft, these drivers are out there and they're chasing rides. And one thing I learned out of the whole thing about drivers, you have 2 types of drivers. You have one that has the mentality of a driver and an employee, and then you have somebody else that has the mentality of more than that. Everybody wishes to be more than that, but only a few can be. And so I just got tired of him missing rides, so I sent him an ultimatum and said, this is what I require in order for you to open and run this platform. He had an opportunity of a lifetime, and he pulled my trump card. And at that time, there was a ride that came through, and it was like at 11:30 at night. And I know he drives at nighttime, and he didn't pick it up. So that was the time I decided, no, I gotta shut this down. I gotta be done with it. So I finished, my partner and myself, we finished the rides that were already scheduled, like the, kid that had to go to work, and as well as the guy that had to go to work or go to school. We finished those and gave him a 2 weeks notice and then shut down the platform. So right now I'm traveling Yuma with the hopes of opening up again down there. I do have dry riders down there because it's a seasonal place. Most of the business is down there is in the winter. So I'm going down there where the business is opening up and the platform's open. I'm going to open up a platform and then try to build the ride local again. Hopefully I can recruit some drivers that are interested in doing just going to work. And they're interested in maybe building a platform for themselves. Or interested, just sick and tired of just going to work and never get ahead.